Okay. Hi. Okay, so we are going to start with the cat-cows that you usually do, except we're going to do it seated so it doesn't hurt your knees this time. If you have a block or you have a blanket, it's easier to sit on the blanket, so you can just roll it up and it'll give you a little bit of lift for your hips. So just coming to a naturally seated position, you're going to have your hands on your knees or on your legs. You can close your eyes for this. You're going to inhale and lift your chest forward. I should take off this big scarf. And then as you exhale, you're going to curve your spine. So it's just like the regular cat-cows, except you have seated instead of on hands and knees. So you'll inhale up, arching your back, lifting your chest. Exhale, this is dude. Curve your spine and tuck your chin into your chest. And keep going at your own pace. With your breath, you can slow down the movement or you can make it faster. You just want to make sure that your shoulders are staying relaxed, away from your ears, and you're really extending the pose as far as you can both ways. So maybe take 4 or 5 of those, maybe a little bit more if you want. The next one that we're going to do is you're just going to come to your down dog and spend some time there. So whatever your regular down dog has been, with bent knees or straight legs, and you can kind of play around with it, you'll come into your down dog and lift your tailbone, bending your knees. But it's really important here that you're broadening out your shoulders. So you want to internally rotate your elbows. So these are my elbows. I want to rotate them in towards each other. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn your arm all the way, broadening your shoulder blades in the back. So you'll have a really strong back. Then from there, once your shoulder blades are broad, you're going to relax your shoulders away from your ears. And you can take a few breaths here, lifting your tailbone and then pressing into the mat and finding length in your spine. You can stay there for 3-4 breaths. And you want to keep it even 1-to-1 breath. So you're inhaling to the same count and exhaling to the same count. The next one, what do I have? Oh, the next one that we're going to do is going to be a strengthening pose. I'm going to give you a modification, but it is on your knee, so if your knee is bothering you, don't do it. The full version, though, is just like the chaturanga that you've been doing, except we're going to take it without the knees. So you're coming from a down dog and keeping everything exactly where it is. You're just going to inhale forward into a plank. Now remember, we talked about with your chaturangas when you're on your knees, there's a point that you can go to in a plank where you start to sink. You'll start to sink your hips, you'll start to sink into your shoulders. So this is the same idea of just finding that point where you find your strength and then hold there. So we'll inhale forward into a plank, extend your heart and your chin up, and then exhale and lift from the lowest part of your belly, pulling yourself back into a down dog. So inhale forward, exhale back into a dog. And take 4 or 5 of those. If you find that you like the strengthening that's going on, you can take more, but you really don't need a lot to feel this. It's going to be in your abdomen, and you want to feel like the low part of your belly is pulling up, and then also your obliques on the sides are pulling in to support it. So you're lifting the small of your low back when you come forward into your plank. So if that doesn't make any sense, that's okay. We'll talk about it another time. But you just want that general sense of lifting up as opposed to sinking the hips down. Okay.